Today we dive into The Philosopher Who Dissolved the Material World. George Berkeley, 1685 to 1753, shook the foundations of Western philosophy with a single provocative idea. Matter does not exist independently of perception. At first glance, this sounds outrageous. How could the solid world around us be anything but material? But Berkeley argued that what we call matter is really a collection of perceptions held in consciousness. Trees, mountains, stars, and bodies are not objects existing out there. They are ideas in the mind, experienced through sensation. And because our private minds are limited, Berkeley concluded that the stability of the world, its continuity, order, and coherence, must be grounded in an infinite mind. God, the primordial consciousness in which all perceptions reside. His philosophy does not deny the world. It reinterprets it. Reality is not dead matter. It is living experience upheld by divine awareness. Berkeley invites us to consider a radical possibility, that the universe is not a physical machine but a consciousness-based reality, woven from perception, meaning, and presence. Berkeley begins by examining our everyday experience. Everything we know of the world, color, sound, shape, motion, texture, arrives through perception. We never encounter matter directly. We only encounter sensations, which consciousness transforms into ideas. So why assume a mysterious, unseen material substance exists behind perception? Berkeley argued that matter is a philosophical invention, an unnecessary hypothesis. What we actually experience are ideas in the mind. If an object is defined entirely by the sensations it produces, then its existence is nothing more than being perceived. His famous formula encapsulates this: esse est percipi. To be is to be perceived. For Berkeley, this does not reduce the world to illusion. It reveals that the world is more intimately connected to consciousness than we ever imagined. The colors of a sunset, the solidity of a stone, the sound of a river, all are events within awareness, not external objects floating in an independent material universe. A crucial question arises. If reality depends on perception, what happens when no one is looking? Does the world disappear whenever a room becomes empty? Berkeley's answer was simple and profound. God perceives everything, always. The stability of the world, the laws of nature, the persistence of objects, the unfolding of time, is upheld by the infinite consciousness of God. Human minds experience reality through limited, shifting perceptions. But God's perception is constant, eternal, and complete. This means the universe is not an autonomous system built from inert matter. It is an idea held in the divine mind, a continuous expression of God's awareness. When you see a tree, you perceive one small aspect of the divine idea of tree. When you leave, the tree does not vanish. It persists in God's infinite perception. In this view, reality is not physical. It is the ongoing thought of God, experienced through the lens of individual consciousness. Berkeley overturned centuries of philosophy by asserting that mind, not matter, is the true substance of reality. He argued that the only things that exist are minds and the ideas they perceive. Everything else, atoms, molecules, physical laws, are interpretations of patterns in experience. This makes consciousness the fundamental ground of being. In Berkeley's universe, the world is a living field of experience, not a mechanical system. The solidity of a rock, the motion of the planets, the glow of fire, all are configurations of ideas sustained by divine awareness. Modern physics echoes this intuition. Quantum theory shows that particles have no definite properties until observed. Space and time themselves dissolve into probability waves and information. In many ways, Berkeley anticipated the idea that the universe is relational, experiential, and consciousness-centered. Existence is not a property of matter. It is a property of perception. Berkeley believed that humans are not passive receivers of God's ideas. Our minds are finite mirrors of the divine intelligence. When we perceive the world, we participate in God's ongoing self-expression. Consciousness becomes a bridge between the finite and the infinite. Through perception, the divine communicates meaning. Through thought, we respond. In this relational universe, every moment of awareness is a meeting point between the human soul and the mind of God. Berkeley saw nature as a language, a symbolic system through which God speaks. The order of seasons, the harmony of mathematics, the beauty of color and form, all are expressions of divine intention. To perceive deeply is to understand this language, to sense that the world is not random, but filled with purpose. Human consciousness, therefore, is not isolated. It is a spark of the same intelligence that upholds the cosmos. Because Berkeley saw reality as perception-based, he believed that the world is inherently meaningful. In a material universe, events are blind and purposeless. In Berkeley's world, every perception is an encounter with divine intention. The laws of nature are not external forces, but regularities in how God communicates through ideas. This creates a universe infused with value, relationship, and significance. It also dissolves the artificial divide between science and spirituality. If reality is structured by ideas, then discovering the laws of nature is discovering the patterns of divine thought. The cosmos becomes a vast, interconnected tapestry of meanings, a spiritual architecture built not from matter, but from mind-like structures. This parallels modern theories that view reality as information, relations, or consciousness fields, rather than solid matter. Berkeley's vision anticipated a world where physics and metaphysics merge into a single understanding of existence as mind made manifest. Berkeley rejected the dualism that plagued philosophy since Descartes, the split between mind and matter. Instead, he offered a stunningly simple solution. There is no matter, there is only mind. God is the infinite consciousness that perceives everything. Humans are finite centers of awareness within this infinite field. Physical objects are configurations of divine ideas. In this unified reality, the boundaries between inner and outer dissolve. The universe is God's self-expression, and perception is the portal through which we experience that expression. This non-dual worldview makes consciousness the fabric of reality itself. Your awareness, my awareness, the world we perceive, all arise within the same infinite mind. Berkeley did not claim that we are God, but that we exist in God, participating in the divine act of creation through every moment of perception. Reality, therefore, is sacred, not because it contains God, but because it is God's ongoing thought.